Alright guys, so the big day is almost here. Some of you may already know this, but I'm going on a big overseas trip on Tuesday morning actually, which is less than a day and a half from now. Which is weird because it still hasn't quite hit me yet, but anyways. So I've been crazy busy this last week just preparing for this trip, and I've had to record and edit a whole bunch of videos so I can schedule it on YouTube for you guys whilst I'm away, so that way I don't have to worry about it and focus on other things. So in this video I wanted to give you guys a bit of an update on what's been going on in my life lately and also share some future plans for this channel. So I quit my job last week from a company which I've been working for almost 2 years, so yeah, it's been a pretty big shift. And I've been working full time at this job since like December 2015, which is like a pretty big deal for me because this is my first full-time job. I've been studying ever since I've gone out of high school, so yeah, it's been very taxing mentally, spiritually, and physically. And the whole reason why I even took this full-time position was that I can save as much money as I possibly can to go on this overseas trip. And I don't want to get too much into it and just complaining about a job, because I should be super thankful for me to even have this position and live in like a first world country, you know. But to say the least, especially in the last couple of months, this job has been really weighing down on me to the point where I was just running on fumes pretty much. I was miserable. I had this hardcore fatigue, or I was just constantly tired and sluggish all day, and my emotional health wasn't at a healthy balance, to say the least. A lot of the times I was actually really frustrated and just miserable and just didn't want to be there. It's not even just work, but like the last couple months I really got into smoking weed like every day. And I think a lot of you already know, but I had a pretty heavy cannabis addiction when I was younger, which lasted for fucking bloody long time. So that crept its way back in my life, and a lot of shadow issues. And I think it's very normal, and I've seen it happen to practically everyone that I've met who's about to embark on this, you know, psychedelic journey, is that shit usually comes up just before it, right? It's like the medicine already works its magic before you've physically drunk it. Like, I don't want to get too deep into it here, but let's just say I've been going through like a lot of heavy shit, right? Like depressive episodes, existential anxiety, and my perception of the universe has been slightly leaning towards the more nihilistic side of things. And it's been freaking me out, and a lot of this trip actually has me terrified. And I know that's normal, and it's happened to me before I had my first ayahuasca experience almost 2 years ago. And you think that because I've already gone through this before, that these negative cycles would be easier for me to handle, but this is not quite the case, because every time you go through these negative cycles, or you have to go within yourself and really look at your shadow parts, it's always something new. It's always very uncomfortable to face yourself in that way. And I've been noticing that a lot of unresolved trauma, especially through childhood, has not even been resolved or even looked at properly. And so it has been challenging. I've been very emotional and kind of sensitive to the world around me, and like a lot of social anxiety has been coming up. So in short, life has been pretty hard to deal with, and it does come in waves, and the worst of it is over. But even making YouTube videos has been a huge challenge for me, if I'm going to be completely frank with you guys, because I just haven't been feeling all there, you know what I mean? And I'm not just saying this, and I truly mean this from the bottom of my heart, but if it wasn't for you guys pledging to me on Patreon, I wouldn't have a reason to continuously and consistently make content on YouTube. Does this mean that I would have quit? Probably not, but I would have taken much bigger breaks in between videos, but then I wouldn't have put in the work and done the practice. And I'm just at that point in life where my soul is being constantly screaming at me like, get the fuck out of here. You have got to change your environment, move, live your life, like pursue your passions. I really had to get out of that job. I now just got to get out of this house from my family. And it's nothing like against like, oh, my family are horrible people or anything like that. It's more for myself, you know what I mean? Something that I have to do to become independent and to really step out of my comfort zone so I can grow as a person. And you know how the external world is a direct reflection of the inner world, and how sometimes what goes on in your mind physically manifests in this physical reality. And it's funny, when I started going into this slump a couple months ago, and how my dog started having real medical issues around the same time. And it was one of the toughest things I've had to go through in my life, because Sapphire is like not only my first dog, but like a best friend. Like I love that dog, and then you find out that she has tumors, and because of her age, she's like over 10 years old, that the surgery might not turn out for the best, and that the anesthetic could kill her, and this and that. And before the vet can even perform the removal of the tumor, that she had to get desexed, because that was like the root of her problem. I didn't know that you had to get your animals desexed before the age of 6. So all that was going on, and I remember even just dropping her off at the vet for her first surgery and just leaving her there, just seeing her in a cage, just like looking at me while I'm walking away. I was like, oh my God, it was fucking devastating. And I just sat in the car and just like bawled my eyes out, because I'm like, fuck, what happens if I don't see her again, when I come back? And thank fucking God that everything went okay. She just had her 3rd surgery. And it's funny because every time I picked her up from the vet, you'd think that she'd be all dopey and like all drugged out and shit. But she'd be like full of energy, like pulling the lead really hard, and like her spirits were high. She looked happy. But then again, it could be like, get me the fuck out of here, man. You don't know what they did to me, man. You don't know what they did to me. But in all seriousness, she's recovering really well, which I'm just ecstatic for. And even the vet is so surprised at the speed of her recovery. And he even said that in a lot of ways, she's lucky to be alive. Like, these tumors were not small. Like, it was a pretty big job. Like, poor girl, she was just been through so much. But anyways, enough of my dog. I'm sure most of you don't give a shit. What I'm trying to say is that a lot of stuff has been going on mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, just everything. And I can just feel it in my heart that this trip is gonna be the biggest change in my life. This is why all this resistance and so much shit has been going on. And maybe some of you have noticed that my videos the past couple months haven't been as positive and uplifting as it was in the past, and I've been more like ranty, I suppose. But it's all a part of the journey, and it's cool because like every video is almost like a screenshot of my progress in life. So it'll be really cool to look back on this moment and see how far I've come. But anyways, enough of my first world problems. I wanted to talk also about the future of this channel a little bit, and what's going to happen when I go away. So like I said at the start of this video, I've recorded a whole bunch of videos to get released on YouTube whilst I'm away. I've recorded and edited a fair few videos, so that will still come out either every week or every week and a half. It will depend on how many videos I have ready. Next week's video will be about how the psilocybin experience actually feels like. And I split this into 4 different parts: low dose, medium dose, high dose, and monstrous dose. So I think you guys are really going to enjoy that video. So yeah, next week. So some of the videos that have been scheduled, I put more thought and effort into it. And some of them were, I'm just going to be blunt with you guys, were just me ranting in front of the camera. Because I've had so much to do, and it's like, try recording 10 in-depth videos in a week. It's really not as easy as you guys think. It's not just about pressing record on the camera and just quickly editing them. Some of these videos I put a lot of thought and preparation. The editing takes a long time. But anyways, about the future of the channel. When I go away, I'm really going to rethink and I'm going to restructure this whole channel, because there's a lot that I haven't been doing right. When I first started this YouTube channel, it was really just about just me talking about what I want to talk about and not really thinking too much into it. But my aspirations with the channel is to be able to work on it full time. And to do this, I really got to step up my game, up my quality, but also restructure how I do things. And I'm obviously going to talk about it in much more depth when I come back. But for now, just know that I'm going to really take this thing seriously. So in Peru, I will be recording a documentary style video on me and my girlfriend's experiences with ayahuasca. So I'll do my very best to give it justice. And there's a lot of things that I want to tell you guys that it's going to go down, but I'm just going to keep it on the hush hush for now, because I try to, when I can at least, to speak with actions rather than words. So there's going to be a few big surprises coming up in the next couple months, as well as a collaboration in the works. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys think when that finally comes out. Yeah, so I'm pretty much going to leave it at that. I know this video is very ranty, and there's a few videos that could be pretty ranty, but oh well. I don't know what the fuck is going through my head for me to like actually quit my job and pursue YouTube and like do these crazy psychedelic adventures, but Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. I'm not gonna lie, a big part of me is very, very nervous and doubtful on this thing. But in my heart, I know that if I go at it, guns blazing, that it will work out. And I guess it's the part where I'm gonna ask for your guys' help. And man, trust me when I say I hate asking for help. It's like I still have that limiting belief system that it demasculates me somehow, so I'm trying to weed that thing out. But now, because I'm not working at the moment and I don't really have a job waiting for me when I come back, and to be honest, I really would not rather go back to, you know, the 9-to-5 job. Now I'm really going to focus on this channel and perhaps other business ventures, but this will be my absolute main priority. If you've liked the content that I've put out this far, and if you think that the quality has been improving over the last couple of years, then just know that this is because I've had your guys' support, right? I've had your guys' encouragement that has been motivating me to keep going and be consistent and work on my craft. But now it's time to step it up a notch. So some of you may already know, but Patreon is virtually my only source of income at the moment. So this will be the only platform that is actually going to support me whilst I'm traveling overseas to at least get by, you know, and put food on my table. So if any of you guys want to support me and get behind me in what I do, then feel free to at least check out Patreon. You don't have to, I'm just asking you if you want to. Even if you want to put as low as $1 or $2 a month, for you, it might not be that much, but for me, especially when enough people do it, it makes a huge difference, and it will keep me surviving basically whilst I'm overseas. So if you want to support the channel and want to see it sustainable and grow, then by all means, feel free to check out Patreon. You'll have my deepest gratitude. And like I said, I do hate just coming out and asking you guys, like, can you please help me out? But I'm in a position right now where I have no other choice, you know? Like, I really hope that I'm gonna have other means to make money. And don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna put absolutely all my eggs in this basket, but it's just, as of right now, this is all I have to support me on my journeys. And you know what? If you don't want to support me on Patreon, that's awesome. Just liking and sharing my content makes a huge, huge difference. And I truly appreciate all you guys. All right, this is one of the reasons why I really need to get out of here and travel and clear my head, because my mind has been so clouded and it's been a huge struggle even making videos. And like, listen to me, I'm like all over the place and just ranting. I'm like, oh, I don't even know what to say next. But anyways, if you guys miraculously enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Wish me all the luck and send us all the good vibes. I really need it. Like, the next time I talk to you guys, a lot of changes are gonna happen in my life, and I'm hopefully gonna be a much different person. For the better, of course. So I'm not gonna be very active on YouTube, and I'm not even gonna upload any videos for like 2 months. Except for obviously I've pre-recorded a whole bunch of videos. I'm talking about new content from this point in time. So forgive me if I'm not responding to comments and being active and all that. But if you guys want to keep updated on my travels, then like my page on Instagram at YourMateTom3. This will be the platform where I'll be the most active in, because like, you know, I can take a picture and post it every once in a while. This is videos, and making content takes a lot more time and effort, and South America doesn't have the best internet for uploading huge video files. Anyways, for real this time, the video's done. I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace.